You don't want to be every time, no. I would like to personally welcome you to Man Hour After Dark. Say that thing. Why I bring you the host, Mike, Buck, and Cone. You know who coming to the stage. Sports talk than what you about to hear right here. I second that.
Go. You know that it's us when we talking about sports. Giving you facts on the field to the core. Tune in, we need the support. 1 hour too short, then listen some more. On all your stations, not dropping no music. Starts like Adidas, but Nike just do it. Down 4 in the 4th, we go for the win. Michael 2 seconds, we taking it in. Buck, Mike, and Combs, you know what's going on. Man, now we're After Dark, no LA, we the big spark. No 4th and inches won't cut short. Got the best talking, it's all sports. Buzzing more than buzzer beaters. We coming live, all 3 speakers go.
As we let the beat build a little bit, welcome to the Man Hour. Michael Buckcuster here with my man Brandon Combs. Guys, head over to manhour.com. Pick yourself up some merchandise. We gave out a free t-shirt last night on Trivia Tuesday to Combs Jr. He beat you at Patriot Trivia. Come on, man. How do you feel about that?
He still hasn't let me live it down. He's still talking crap. He's been, he messaged me last night right after. He gave me a call right after the show and goes, want to talk about it?
Do you need a shoulder to cry on?
Yeah,
man, savage mode, man. Wow. No
Dylan
hold
Beeks, what's
bars.
going on, buddy? What's going on, Dylan? Thank you for chiming in.
Yeah, Dylan is from NSN Sports over there. He is the CEO as we are streaming over there on that Facebook page. I'm really happy to be partially over that streaming on that Facebook page, and hopefully we get some more fans tuning in. You guys head over to youtube.com/manhour. Hit that like button, hit that subscribe button. We're giving away a giveaway over there. What it is, I don't know. You just got to tune over there and find out what it is we are giving away. But Brandon, we've been talking about this. We talked about this on the Big X Sports Radio Saturday morning at 9 a.m. That's where you guys can catch us every Saturday morning. We talked about it last night, and we're going to talk about it again today. The Big Ten has officially bent their own rules. They say, hey, we're not going to change anything in this world, but Ohio State, come here, little puppies. Sit on daddy's lap. I'm going to pet you and let you in the Big Ten championship game. Brandon, we knew this was going to happen.
Oh my God.
What are your thoughts about it?
Dude, look, I am so sick of college sports and them talking about, that we're worried about the safety, we're worried about this, we're worried about that. And then as soon as it's time to make some money, they go ahead and bend their damn rules. Ohio State, first of all, you haven't even played 6 games. You have to have 6 wins to be eligible for a bowl game. So what happens if they go to the Big Ten championship game and lose? Is the NCAA and the college football playoff going to say, 5 games makes you eligible, and we're going to let Ohio... Stop! They didn't get to the 6 games. You're saying that you have to play 6 games to be eligible. You've got Indiana, who's 6-1. I mean, yes, their only loss is to Ohio State, but they're 6-1. They've played 7 games, and you're going to tell me that you're knocking them out of the Big Ten championship game now? Look, man. If I'm Indiana, we're having a meeting tomorrow, and I'm going nuts on the Big Ten freaking big dogs.
You can say that, but if I was an Indiana coach or like an AD, I'm kind of happy not playing it in the Big Ten championship game right now. 2, we'll be honest. 4, 1, I lost my starting quarterback to a torn ACL. I think there was 8 or 9 positive COVID cases on that team as well in the last week. So they are their ship is starting to take on water like a little bit. So end on that high note. I mean, I think Indiana's happy not playing versus. I think it would be against Northwestern in that Big Ten championship game.
Yeah, I'm a Chicago guy, and Northwestern is our local school. I'm a Notre Dame guy. That's my team.
I'm sorry.
I will be wearing that big Wildcats hoodie. I will be wearing a Wildcat hat. I am all in on the Northwestern Wildcats. I really hope they find a way to pull something out here against Ohio State, because I want to see it all be done for nothing. I want to see all the rule changes and all that go for nothing, and then they lose anyway. And you just changed all of your rules. You cost another team a chance at their Big Ten title game, regardless of whether or not their quarterback is hurt. They still should have a chance at the Big Ten title game. There's more than just one player on that team. And those other players deserve the chance to go to the Big Ten title game because they've met the requirements to get to the Big Ten title game, other than the fact that they didn't go to school at Ohio State. It's a joke.
And on the flip side of this coin, like, you kind of have to blame the Big Ten Conference as a whole because they gave themselves no wiggle room whatsoever. We saw it. Honestly, if you really sit back and think about it, the NFL and the Big Ten are the only schools having difficulties with COVID right now. Or sorry, like the football organizations are only the ones having difficulty. You're not hearing about it in the Big 12. The only thing you're hearing about it from the SEC is Nick Saban because he keeps getting it for some reason. I don't know if he's out like doing blow off hookers' butts or like what he's doing, but he's had it like 3 times like in the last month. But I guess you've heard it from the from the ACC a little bit, but really, it's kind of been isolated to these Midwest. I guess it's the Michigan, Ohio belt there, which is kind of weird.
Look, for one, I think Michigan canceled that game because they hate Ohio State.
No, because they're scared.
I know it's not because they're scared. I think they just hate Ohio State, and they're like, hey, if we cancel this game against you, you don't get your 6th game, and you don't get to go to the Big Ten title game. And then the Big Ten said, yeah, watch this. I don't understand. The Big Ten has said from the beginning that they're not going to change their rules. They're not going to alter what they do. If you get COVID, you're done. You're not, you know what I mean? Like,
right.
I don't understand. Now all of a sudden they're like, oh, well, our biggest chance to get to the college football playoff and make some money isn't eligible. So let's change the rules.
Yeah, so Marker over here on the chat line says Ohio State by 40. Well, considering they're not playing this week, I guess it's a 40-0 win. I'm not for sure. Or unless you're referring to Northwestern. Northwestern's a pretty good team now. I believe for a while there, they were 10th, like maybe 11th in the.
They lost that game to Northwestern. Lost that game to, was it Indiana or Wisconsin?
They lost to Michigan State.
Or Michigan State, there you go.
Yeah.
They dropped the game to Michigan State,
which is a horrible loss.
Indiana lost to Ohio State and then came back out and beat Wisconsin. They've done everything that they needed to do to get to the Big Ten title game, and they're getting that taken away from them. And it's just not fair to the kids that are playing and playing more games than what Ohio State's doing. Ohio State hasn't met the requirements, so just to change the rules just to get them there, to me, is just it's a slap in the face to Indiana. It's a slap in the face to all the kids that go there. It's a slap in the face to the rest of the teams in the Big Ten. It's also, not to mention, it's a slap in the face to the teams that are ranked 5th, 6th, and 7th, who have all played 9, 10, 11 games.
Right.
It's I don't know. I don't like it. I think it's crap.
So basically what it comes down to is the almighty dollar. Like you have referenced the last three times we talked about this in the last week. But let's be honest, since it is all about money at the end of the day, what game is going to sell more tickets? What game is going to be more TV prone, right? Ohio State versus Northwestern or Indiana versus Northwestern? Come on, Ohio State alone, their name alone brings in 10 million people, it seems like.
Right, but you're looking at what's going to bring in more money, and that's all that the Big Ten's looking at. But look at all these kids. Look at the kids at Indiana who are going to Indiana, and I'm sorry, but when you go to Indiana and you're going to play football at Indiana, you're not going to win a Big Ten title.
They are now.
But you've got a chance to do so. Yeah, exactly. You've played your butts off and you've played yourself into the opportunity to do so, and now to have that stripped away from you, it's just bad, man. It's a bad look for the NCAA. It's a bad look for the Big Ten. I don't know. I just don't like it, man.
I'm going to go on the opposite side here. As Marco says, I think regardless, somebody gets screwed over. The Big Ten went about this in a terrible way. Yes, you are 100%. When they canceled the season, August 11th, we broke it here on the Man Hour before anybody else did, because I have an insider over there at the Big Ten, and and they said, hey, Wednesday some news is about to break down. You need to get a heads up. This is what's going to happen. But then they gave themselves no wiggle room whatsoever. They said our season started, November 10th. We are going for 9 weeks, and that is it. Yep. There's no change of games. So, yes, they definitely went about it horribly, but they were in the circumstances that they were in because they canceled the season, and they were sticking to their guns to keeping the season canceled until all these lawsuits started happening, and they saw – and they saw the success in the SEC and the Big 12. I mean, think about this. Me living in Southern Indiana, I have not really seen Kansas State football on TV, like on ESPN, on Fox forever, right? Every week since August, Kansas State has been on Fox or ESPN every week. Think about what that is doing for the Big 12. Think about what just as recruiting, like as a whole, like, hey, we're on Fox High noon game. We're on ESPN 7 o'clock game, like primetime games.
Let me ask you this then: you've got Ohio State. Say they do beat Northwestern by 40 points. Say they win the Big Ten title and they're 6-0. Should they be in the college football playoff over at that point Texas A&M, who's 7-1, Florida, who's 8-1, Iowa State even at 8-2. You've got.
So judging by the rankings,
the loser of the ACC title game, are they out and Ohio State's in, even though their losses would be against one another? Like, I don't understand what you're doing here, because to me, Ohio State shouldn't even be in the picture anyway.
Well, so we are firm believers of the eye test here on the Man Hour. Like, if a team's playing good, we're like, hey, you are playing good. And if you are trash, you are playing trash. Lamar Jackson. But I digress. You cannot punish Ohio State for winning a Big Ten championship when you look at the rankings across the board. On the college football playoff rankings, they're at number 4.
I'm not punishing them for winning a Big Ten championship. I'm saying you did not play enough games to qualify.
But
you didn't.
But they did qualify because they played 6 games. And like, that is the requirement to play in the college football playoff is 6 games.
It's also the same requirement to play in a Big Ten title game.
Right. But those rules got bent because of the conference. The college football playoff is not going to bend those rules. The Ohio State will be 6-0 with the Big Ten championship underneath their belt. You cannot drop them from 4th down for winning a game. Like, I mean, just face it. If Ohio State wins the Big Ten championship game, which they probably will, Ohio State's a damn good football team. They're going to be in the college football playoff.
I just think
if Clemson beats Notre Dame, they're both going to knock each other out, and there's going to be a team like Texas A&M or Florida slide up. That's just the way
I don't think so. I think that if Clemson beats Notre Dame in the ACC title game, both of those two teams both get into the college football playoff, because you've got two teams, and they did this a couple years back with Alabama. Same thing. Alabama lost in the regular season, but then or actually didn't even get to play in the SEC title game, and still got in with one loss. If Clemson beats Notre Dame and their 2 losses are against one another, I don't know how you push them outside the top 4.
Strength of schedule. The ACC strength of schedule is trash.
Is fine, but right now they're ranked 2 and 3. Notre Dame's undefeated. Clemson has 1 loss. Their 1 loss is to Notre Dame.
Let's pull up the Notre Dame.
If Clemson beats Notre Dame, Notre Dame's 1 loss is to Clemson. So,
but you have to look at their other games. They beat Georgia Tech. Who? They beat Louisville. Who? They beat Pitt. Who? They beat Duke. And has been relevant since
they're playing the ACC, so you could say the same thing about Clemson's schedule.
Exactly. That is why they both get knocked out.
No, you're crazy. There is no way they're ranked 2 and 3, and if one of them wins their title game, especially if it's Clemson,
SEC's
no
bias
way
real.
They're knocking out Clemson.
SEC's bias is real. If Clemson beats Notre Dame in the ACC tournament, I guarantee you Florida or A&M will slide into that 4th spot, bumping Ohio State up in probably to a number 2 spot.
So you're saying if Clemson beats Notre Dame, both Clemson and Notre Dame are out of the playoff?
Yeah, I could see Iowa State sliding in there.
I think you're crazy. I don't know how you say that they're ranked 2 and 3 and then have Clemson beat Notre Dame, who already beat Clemson, and say, all right, well, now you guys aren't better than those other guys. That's asinine to me.
SEC bias, man.
If that's what happens, man, I'm telling you right now, I'm coming on this show, and I'm going to flip the hell out.
You can do what you want. Well, actually, so let's go ahead and plan that. So next Wednesday when this happens, or it would be 2 Wednesdays from now,
yep,
Brandon Combs is going to flip out because Notre Dame and Clemson are going to be both out of the college playoff picture.
Notre Dame's still going to be undefeated.
So, guys, let's go ahead and take a quick little break. On the other side of the man hour, we have the world famous What Does. Man Combs got 5 of them. What Does coming at you on the other side of the man hour here on Big Guy Sports Radio.
What is going on? It's time for the What Does. Sorry, you caught me off guard there. It is now time for the What Does. The What Does are brought to you by BigDogPoker.bet. Head over to BigDogPoker.bet and go ahead and deposit your first $50. When you deposit your first $50, use agent code TSS_Combs to receive up to 20% of your rake back for all hands played at cash tables. That's BigDogPoker.bet. Agent code TSS_Combs.
And my first What the of the night is going to go to software updates. For one, Microsoft, Windows 10, whatever software system that you use on your computer, or OS, I should say. I have my working hours from 7 a.m. till 10 p.m. at night. You literally have from 10 p.m. to 7 a.m. to push out updates. Do not push updates to my computer 5 minutes before the show. Come on, Microsoft. You get the what the.
What the of the night goes out to the United States Postal Service. They have been so bad everywhere, but they have especially been bad over here in my neck of the woods in Chicago. They've been on the news for how bad they've been, how slow deliveries have been. Some people not even receiving their mail in the last 2 weeks. But yesterday on the news, you find out that there's in 2 different areas, people are finding packages, multiple packages, in their trash cans from other places. So these the mailman, whoever's working that area, is dumping all of these packages into the trash can so he doesn't have to deliver them. What the?
And my next what the is going to go out to Duke basketball. Duke basketball and Coach K and the what they call the Cameron Crazies or whatever you guys are. You guys have literally played 4 basketball seasons or 4 basketball games this year. I see my people on my Facebook page, huge Duke fans. You know, when they're winning, all praise, holla, Coach K there, right? Now they're like, fire Coach K, do this, Duke's basketball over. Where's 2021? You guys have literally played 4 basketball games. Duke basketball fans and Cameron Crazies. Guys, chill the F out, man. What the?
All right, my next what the is going out to Floyd Mayweather. Floyd Mayweather decided that he's going to take the fight against Logan Paul. I don't know what the heck he is thinking here. I don't know why he decided to let this little turd from freaking YouTube this little guy who just wants to put up videos and make a name for himself, why you're going to let him make a name for yourself and get the attention versus you? Because you're in a lose-lose situation here. Even if you win, people are going to say, great, it was Logan Paul, who cares? And then if Logan Paul beats you, that is going to be nothing but headlines, and you are going to be the joke of the boxing world. Floyd Mayweather, what the...
My next what the of the night. Do you want to battle over the overlays? I got you, man. My next what the, I'm going to scratch what I just had. My next what the is to Brandon Combs. Brandon Combs, I am the producer of this show. I pitched the music. I pushed the overlays. If you want to push the overlay again, boy, you're going to get the ultimate what the. You dick.
And my next what the goes out to Buck. Buck, stop pushing the overlay button after you see that I've already pushed it. What are you, stuttering with buttons now? What the?
And stuttering Buck, ginger redhead chef shout here's next what the of the night goes out to my son. This son, my kid turns 3 next Tuesday, I believe it is. And somehow this kid turns the Spanish mode on Disney Plus. You guys know what I had to do? I had to take a picture of Disney Plus, translate it in Google Translate, and figure out how to turn it back to English. It literally took me an hour this afternoon to turn it back to English mode. How he turned it to Spanish mode, I don't freaking know. I didn't even know how to. There was even different modes for voices, but apparently there's Spanish, French, German, Chinese, Japanese, Hindoonese, whatever. Man, my son, man, you gotta get the what the, man.
Oh, now you don't want to press the button. My next what the other night is going out to this Kyrie and LeBron beef. Look, Kyrie Irving comes out and says he finally has another teammate that can actually make a shot. He can do what he needs to do, blah, blah, blah. Then LeBron James says he's hurt by that. Well, LeBron James, if you're that thin-skinned, go find Kevin Durant and see if you can make up like a fake Twitter profile to make yourself feel better about yourself. LeBron James, what the...
Now it's time to get serious. My final what the of the night is going to go out to my Kansas State Wildcats. Yes, I am a Kansas State fan true and through. Born and raised in Manhattan, Kansas. Bleed purple till I die, right? But man, this year has been a roller coaster of emotions. Yes, our starting quarterback goes down. Yes, our second string quarterback goes down. Yes, our third string quarterback goes down. Yes, our fourth string quarterback goes down. And we are playing on a 5-star freshman quarterback, true freshman from Colorado. This kid cannot throw better than Lamar Jackson. I would rather have Lamar Jackson on Kansas State Wildcats right now than this kid. But then you guys are going to so insane. We're not even going to recruit a quarterback. There's a quarterback here in Southern Indiana that is a Division I athlete, 6'4", 210 pounds, runs a 4.5 or 4.6 or whatever. Can throw the ball over the mountain. Kansas State Wildcats, you better recruit this kid. Polk, give me a shout out, man. Kansas State, recruit this kid. God, fucking. Ugh.
All right, my last what the of the night is going out to all you Steelers haters out there. Look, I'm no Pittsburgh Steelers fan by any stretch of the imagination, but all of you Pittsburgh Steelers haters out there talk about, oh, you lost to a team with no name. Good job. You lost to a team who's playing in the worst division in the world. Well, you know what? They also played 3 games in 12 days. They also had to play on a Monday night after being forced to play on a Wednesday afternoon because they couldn't be bothered by the tree ceremony in New York. Get the hell out of here. All you Steeler haters, you have no clue what you're talking about. They're still 11-1. Your teams, most of you are Patriots fans, are something like 6-6 or 6-7, and you're probably not even going to the playoffs. Steelers haters, what the?
And that's going to be it for What Does the Other Night, guys. What The is sponsored by Thrive Fantasy. Head over to thrivefantasy.com. Use promo code MANHOUR. You can download this on iOS or Android devices as well. They use prop-up bets, so over, under, and it's a really good time. I won, Combs, guess what? I won another $400 last night on the Cowboys-Ravens game. So my bank account right now on Thrive is sitting about $850. So pretty excited about that, man.
So you're buying a steak dinner this weekend?
No, I am not, because Cindy doesn't know I have that money. She's not going to find out, is she?
You just said it on the air, so
I got her blocked on the page for a reason. Yeah. No, but seriously though, like let's address your last what the before we head to the break and bring on a very special guest onto the show to talk some NFL football. The football team's a damn good football team right now. I told you guys this. Alex Smith is going to lead them to the playoffs.
Yeah.
And yes, the Steelers did play 12 games in 3 days, but they've been looking sluggish the last 3 or 4
games in 12 days, you mean?
Yeah, right.
12 games in 3 days would have been insane.
I mean, that would have been a hell of a football season. Like, let's be honest there. But yeah. So, but the Steelers have been looking sluggish even before that. Like that stretch. So,
yeah. No, look, I think that the Steelers are, look, it's a long season. It's hard to go undefeated in a season, and it's been proven time and time again. The last team to do it, to go undefeated in a regular season, was the Patriots. They ended up losing the Super Bowl that year. And then the only team to ever go undefeated and win the Super Bowl is the 1972 Miami Dolphins, who you have to suffer through them freaking toasting and smoking cigars every time somebody loses, or the last undefeated team loses in an NFL season. I should have put that up as a what the. Like, stop celebrating. Congratulations. You're the only team that's ever gone undefeated and win the Super Bowl. You played against 4 other teams in the league that year, and they all sucked except for you. So congratulations, Miami Dolphins.
Yeah. I also do get tired of that when they toast, and it's so dumb. Like, shouldn't they celebrate?
Zonka video? He was smoking the cigar, and the game was set. Wouldn't it have been awesome if he was smoking the cigar like that? And Roethlisberger hits that long, deep pass for a touchdown.
Right.
Oh, my God, that would have been amazing.
That would have been amazing. But, guys, we're going to take our last break. Bottom of the hour, we do have a special guest coming. We're getting ready to talk Week 14 of the NFL season, make some picks, and basically let our special guest go at it. Let him get some knowledge coming in. So, Brandon, let's take a little quick break, and we'll be right back here. Man Hour. Welcome back to the Man Hour, guys. It is brought to you by Thrive Fantasy tonight. Head thrivefantasy.com. Use promo code MANHOUR. Get up to $50 free on your first deposit. So, Brandon, are you ready to bring on the special guest?
I don't know. Did he change his jersey yet?
He has not. He is pumping his chest. He says, "Go Pack, go!" Welcome, Wyatt Williams, to the show. Wyatt, what's going on, brother?
Look at this, Combs. I brought this with me for you. Look at that. It's all of the 2020 team, that decided to kill your Bears this year. And every year. We're not talking about just this year. What's up, guys?
Man, it is another exciting day. The Week 13 has finally ended. It did end last night with the Ravens-Cowboys. The Ravens did come out on top. The Cowboys just look like a fundamentally flawed team right now. And
Hey, Wyatt, I just caught wind of the clock, man. Isn't it like 9:30 there? Like,
it is, man.
If your mom walks into your bedroom, man, she's gonna be angry, bro.
I know,
You're
just
up
like
way past your bedtime.
Just like Buck said, he's got his wife blocked from the streams so she can't hear about money. I got my mom blocked from the streams that she can't see. You know,
Is
that I'm
why
on
you
here
got
right
that
now.
jersey? It's got the year you were born on the shoulders.
Yes.
Okay.
Wow. Well, now that is out of the way, guys, let's go ahead and recap on a little bit of the Ravens-Cowboys game, just a tad bit here. Brandon, I'm going to come to you first. It kind of appeared to me that the Cowboys are starting to tank a little bit with that defensive play calling. The offense looked very anemic last night. Had the Dallas Cowboys thrown in the towel?
I don't think they've thrown in the towel. I just don't think they're very good. Andy Dalton's not a very good quarterback.
Lies.
Come on, Buck. He hasn't. You're just mad because you said that they were still a 10-6 team last week when they were 3-8. So, look,
They were 3-6.
No, they were 3-8 last week. They didn't lose 3 games this week. They're not the Steelers. They didn't have to play 3 games this week. But no, look, the Cowboys just aren't very good. Ezekiel Elliott is the only real, bright spot on that team, and even he has not been very good this year. So I just, it's just one of those seasons where the Cowboys are going to have to chalk up their losses, pick 6th or 7th in the NFL draft, and try to get better, and probably draft a quarterback, to be honest with you. I would not be surprised if you end up with the kid from Ohio State there, Justin Fields, in Dallas next year.
Good, Wyatt.
See, and I'm going to go off the grid there. I do not think Justin Fields is going to Dallas, man. I think that this coming off season, it's paycheck time for Mr. Dak Prescott. I mean, look at what they've done without
on a
him.
different team.
Oh, I think he's staying in Dallas, man. I think that Dallas is signing him up the second that they can in this offseason. I'm telling you, man, because they have done nothing without him. I mean, look at the last couple of years. They haven't been insanely good, but at least they're a playoff caliber team. Now they're a joke. I mean, Dak goes out, and now they're one of the laughing stocks of the league, really. I mean, they're the laughing stock of the laughing stock division, if that makes it any better.
They would have at least been an 8-8 team with Dak, so they would be winning this division by a lot with Dak.
You guys have to realize a new coach with no preseason, no off season,
which
a
is
new
why
system.
That they struggled at the beginning of the season, and then Dak got hurt. They were coming up. They were putting up points. Dak led the league in passing for about 4 weeks after he went out.
You're right.
They competed with Seattle.
Yeah,
which Seattle is starting to be smoke and mirrors. If you honestly look at it, their defense is complete trash.
But they weren't when Dallas hung with them.
True. I mean,
Russ was on fire then, man. Russ was cooking.
Yeah, Russ was cooking, but their defense was still mediocre at best. But since we're speaking of the Dallas Cowboys quarterback situation, this is what is going to happen. You guys can let me look into my crystal ball here, and I'm going to tell you what is going to happen. Aaron Rodgers is not going to lead the Packers to the Super Bowl this year. They're going to get knocked out in the first round. There's going to be grumblings. Well, why aren't we playing the rookie quarterback? Aaron Rodgers is going to get that chip on his shoulders like, you know what? F you guys. Hello, Dallas Cowboys. Aaron Rodgers to the Dallas Cowboys. Super Bowl with him.
Oh, no. No, I am a Packers fan, and I can tell you from myself and my Packers fan friends, we are not murmuring anything. Okay, Combs is not going to get out that easy. His Bears aren't going to get – Aaron Rodgers is not just going to –
in a Bears uniform next season.
Oh, my gosh. You're saying Chicago?
I'm telling you, Chicago. I guarantee Aaron Rodgers is not in a green jersey next year.
If they lose in the first round of the playoffs, I'll go with you on that one. But there's no way they lose in the first round. At worst, they lose. I think second round at worst. I think they're and this is, I'm sure, a little bit of bias tossed in this. I think 100%. They are a Super Bowl team.
I hope they play the Washington not Redskins anymore, because I think that Washington not Redskins defense would beat the Green Bay Packers.
Well, we know that can't happen in the first round because there'll be division winners. Come on, man. But who are they slated to play right now in the first round? The Minnesota Vikings.
Hopefully nobody.
The Minnesota Vikings kind of have their number a little bit. Now the Saints got too easy of a schedule. But right now the Packers versus the Vikings.
Starting at quarterback.
True. Very true.
What Drew is set to come back though next week, right? That's the estimated. What's the goal?
Yeah, we will see what happens when Winston takes over next week and it's before halftime, right? Right, Combs? Is it going to happen
this
this
week?
week?
The starter 3 weeks ago.
So
No.
So
No
finally
way.
on December 12th, like when they play, it's finally going to happen. Is it finally going to happen?
I don't know. Look, man, they're blackballing Jameis Winston, man. They don't want Jameis Winston in there because if Jameis Winston plays, he puts up 40 points a game with the Seattle offense.
Oh my gosh! Here's the deal, okay? If Sean Payton, the offensive wizard of the NFL, can't find a good place for you and says, "Yeah, I'll take a tight end at quarterback," they're
First
moving.
of all, look,
They are moving on.
Wyatt. This is a man who threw, yes, I get the interceptions, and I've said this again, I get the interceptions. He also threw for 5,000 yards and 30-plus touchdowns. If you're telling me he couldn't have outperformed Taysom Hill 2 weeks ago when he threw for 78 freaking yards, or he couldn't have outperformed Taysom Hill last week when Taysom Hill had his only good half since he's been in there and had, 220 passing yards in that first half and finished with 227 passing yards, you're out of your mind. You are out of your mind if you don't think that Jameis Winston in this offense is a better quarterback than Taysom Hill. You're wrong. The stats prove you wrong. Look at Jameis Winston in his 5 years passing only had 2 years where he was not over 4,000 yards. He only had 1 year where he had more than 15 interceptions. So I don't want to hear that he's not a good quarterback. I don't want to hear that he's not better than Taysom Hill because he's clearly better than Taysom Hill.
So, Brandon, let me stop you there because every time you start spilling truth about numbers, people start attacking you, right? They attack you because of your red hair.
12 is still greater than 9.
So let me just stop you right there. But you know what is not greater than 12? 45-0, and that's what the New England Patriots put up last week, beating the Chargers. I told you the Patriots were going to come on hot, and they're going to win that division. Maybe not division now, but they'll get a wild card. But they do play Thursday night versus the Rams. Patriots-Rams Thursday night. Wyatt, who do you got winning this game and why?
I got the Pats, man.
Fuck yeah.
We all saw it. The defense is on fire. I mean, literally just ridiculous right now. 45, a shutout in the NFL. People don't realize how incredibly hard it is to pull a shutout over anybody, but especially whenever you're playing with pro athletes, and it's not like they just shut them out something like 14-0, where it was just a pure defensive game on both sides. It was 45-0. The Chargers had plenty of opportunities with the ball to push it into the end zone, but did they? Not at all. Bill Belichick is going to shut down Sean McVay and company out in L.A., and the Patriots take this one by 7.
Let me ask you a question.
What's up?
There's the Los Angeles Chargers. Who's their quarterback?
Why does that have anything to do with it?
I'm asking you a question. Who's their quarterback?
Justin Herbert.
All right, and Justin Herbert. I'm a big fan of Justin Herbert, but he's a rookie, right?
Sure.
Bill Belichick does not lose to rookies. He just doesn't. And he makes rookies look dumb. It's just
Bill
Belichick's
he made Jared Goff look dumb in the Super Bowl.
I'm telling you right now, the Rams are a better team than the New England Patriots. The Rams are going to win this game. The Rams' defense is better than the New England. Their Rams' defense is so good. They are going to make Cam Newton look like he was back in North Carolina with the Panthers, with a towel over his head on the sidelines, just hanging it, not wanting to talk to nobody. I'm telling you right now, the Rams' defense is going to destroy that offensive line in New England, and the Los Angeles Rams are going to win this one handily.
So, Combs, I like how you brought up defense. Defense has a special spot in my heart. But here's some numbers for you.
It's not like you ever played it.
Are you ready for some real numbers? You speak of how good this Rams defense is. Let's look at the last 5 games here. They've given up 28 points. They've given up 23 points, 24, 16, and 17. Okay. Let's look at the Patriots' last five games. 0 points, 17, 20, 17, 27. Okay. Who has a better defense?
The Rams.
Clearly not, because they're giving up a lot of points.
They're
giving up a lot of points.
Now name the opponents of those games.
Okay, you want common opponents. Both teams played Arizona Cardinals. Rams gave up 28 points to the Arizona Cardinals. Patriots, 17 points.
Mm-hmm.
Those are the common opponents for the last 5 games.
All right, so who are the opponents in the other ones that the Patriots were shutting down?
They shut down the Houston Texans, a very good, just like I told you, like on the chat. How do we not have Deshaun Watson as a top 5 quarterback in the NFL? It's beyond me. But they held him to 28 to 20 points. They held high flying Lamar Jackson and the Ravens to 17 points.
How much did the Jets score on them?
27.
Okay, I rest my case.
Okay, so how many points did the 49ers score on the Rams?
The 49ers are a good team. But
are they, though?
Yeah.
They don't have a quarterback, a running back, a receiver. They're on the 5th-string offensive line. I think they're on their 5th head coach because he is injured, too. He's
Sean McVay actually called me last week. He's bringing me off my IR for my broken leg. I'll play my first game ever, actually.
Right, but it's a night game and it's past your bedtime, so your mom said no. But I mean, you're missing. A lot of these teams, they have down games versus other opponents. I mean, we saw it with the Kansas City Chiefs versus the Denver Broncos.
Good team, good game plan.
Oh, come on, man. All right, we'll see tomorrow night. We're not gonna have to wait long. It's tomorrow night. The Rams are gonna beat the New England Patriots.
No, the Patriots continue to train and they win. Wyatt, I'm going to double your 7. I'm going to go 14. It's going to be 21-0.
Nice.
Or we'll go 21-7 score. Next game up on the roster, we have Houston versus Chicago. Combs, who do you got?
Just so you know, Wyatt, ahead of time, it is widely known that Buck lost. I think he went 3-17 last week or something like that. It was brought up on our show.
Because there's 20 games in the NFL in a
single year. So it was 3-17. It was in the comments. I mean, it's on the internet. It's got to be true. But no. So, what was this game?
Houston versus Bears.
Texans your team, Combs. You should know this.
No, the quarterback that we should have drafted is going to destroy the quarterback that we did draft, and the Houston Texans are going to win this one and win this one big. The Bears can't score. Their defense has not been playing the way that they, and probably because they're on the field 95% of every damn game that they play. So, yeah, I'm going to say Texans in this one, 27-13.
Oh, damn! Why? Who do you got?
I'm gonna ride right on the bandwagon with Combs, man. I said it perfectly. What were they? 5-0 in what time? The Bears. They were 5-0, right?
5-1.
5-1.
I remember prancing around my house. My dad's a Bears fan. He's delusional, just like you, Combs. I remember prancing around this place saying, the Bears. This is the worst 5-0 team or 5-1 team, possibly of all time. It's all fake. It's not real. And what happened? They have been steamrolled, absolutely steamrolled since. So
they need to start with ownership, and they need to work their way down and just fire everybody. Everybody needs to go. Everybody.
But I think the Bears save face a little bit this week. They're not in total tank
and
mode.
This is how you know the Bears are going to lose. Buck's about to pick them to win.
I do think the Bears win 13-7 is the final score in this one. Andy Dalton goes back to Cincinnati.
You just said Deshaun. Well, how are we not talking about Deshaun Watson? How good their offense are, and you're saying the Bears are holding them to 7 points?
Yeah, at home.
Are you out of your mind?
Defense?
Do you watch football?
I watch football.
Man,
I watch 20 NFL games a week.
I think you have to watch too much Caillou on Sundays, buddy. I think you're stuck in Mickey Mouse Clubhouse or something with your kids.
It's
no
actually
way you're watching
Cocomelon Sunday afternoons. Get it right.
And you're there's no way Cocomelon. There you go. There's no way you are watching football and picking the Bears to hold the Texans to 7 points. It's not happening.
Andy Dalton's traveled to Cincinnati next week as well. Cowboys take on the Bengals. Wyatt, who do you got in this one?
Cowboys. Even it's two terrible teams. two teams with quarterbacks that are out. You know, it's one of those dumpster games, really. Just, but yeah, I'm gonna take the Cowboys because of the minimal talent in the game. At least the Cowboys have more minimal talent, and I'll give Zeke the benefit of the doubt here. I say Zeke has a pretty big game too.
Yeah, Zeke needs to have his go-off game. I think this will be it. The Bengals they're ugly. They're bad. They're without their quarterback, and it's just not good for them. So I'm gonna go Cowboys here big.
I do need Zeke to have a good game because I am playing my wife in fantasy playoff this week, and Zeke is my running back. So come on, Zeke, give me at least 120 yards. Chiefs at Miami. Any of you not picking the Chiefs in this game? Good. Moving on.
Miami.
Arizona Cardinals at the New York Giants.
Miami wins that game.
Oh my Combs! You're old, man. The brain cells are leaving. What's going on?
The only way I would give Miami a chance in this game if Ryan Fitzpatrick was starting. He's not. Tua's starting.
I will agree with you on that one. That I think they'd have a better shot if Ryan Fitzpatrick was in. They would have a better shot. I'm not saying they would win. They would have a better shot. There is no way that Patty Mahomes and company are going down against Miami.
The problem with Miami, they are a poor man's Tennessee Titans. They want to run and grind the ball down, and they don't have the running back to do that. And they don't have a quarterback right now that or a quarterback in Tua that can push the ball down the field.
Gaskins had a good season though while he was healthy. I will say he had a nice week last week. Wasn't bad outside of the fumble. Gaskin was a good running back last week. I mean, he's not, the power back we were talking about. If they're wanting to be a run heavy team and a smash mouth team, of course he's a shorter guy. But I think if they scheme well, I think Gaskins is a really good running back and fits their system well.
What's the knock that I've had on the Chiefs this entire season? What's the knock that I've had on them, Buck? They play down to their competition.
Yeah. Okay.
They play down to their competition. And Miami is a sneaky tough place to win. And a lot of people don't realize this, but you go down to Miami, it's a tough place to win. They conveniently put the opponent's bench in the sun the entire game. There's all sorts of things that go on. And the Miami Dolphins are a sneaky good team. And so if you sleep on this team, if you play down, and I said that this is going to bite the Chiefs in the playoffs if they keep doing this, and it's going to bite them this weekend, the Miami Dolphins are going to beat the Kansas City Chiefs this weekend.
I as a Chiefs fan, this is the one game that I think if they were to stumble for the rest of the year, that this would be it. But I don't think they're going to stumble.
I don't think this is the dumb loss. No way.
Imagine that the guy with the Chiefs shirt thinks the Chiefs are going to win. Go figure.
Have you ever listened to the show? I am the most realist Kansas City Chiefs fan ever. I actually had them losing week number 1 to the Chargers. So come on, get with it or get off the train, son. Come on. Moving on to the next one. Let's go ahead and go through these next few games quickly so we can talk about some of the bigger games. Cardinals versus Giants. Wyatt, who do you got?
Cardinals, of course. Too many playmakers across the field. Kyler Murray, ridiculous. He's starting to shape out to what we thought he would be a couple of years ago. It really started to look like what he was at Oklahoma. They running all over the place, throwing dimes, and then DeAndre Hopkins. I mean, he was a guy that would fit on any single NFL roster, unless if Bill O'Brien's the head coach. Other than that, so just too many playmakers across the field, and I think the defense in Arizona is really underrated for how good they are.
True.
Yeah, I think that they're about to knock the Giants, stop this little win streak that the Giants are on. The Giants have been on a win streak. They've been playing all right football the last few weeks. I think they caught a couple teams off guard, but now they've got everybody's attention again. I think that the Cardinals walk into the Meadowlands and take this one from the Giants.
Yeah, I'm picking the Cardinals. I like as well. I don't even know who is going to be starting quarterback for them. However, I do like Colt McCoy. He looked pretty good, like last week. Then we had the Minnesota Vikings take on the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. Combs, who you got?
Man, I keep wanting the Tampa Bay Buccaneers that I thought they were going to be this year to show up. And the Vikings
is that overrated?
No, they're not overrated. They're just not. The play calling's been bad, but now they've got the play calling in Tom Brady's hands. I'm going to trust Tom Brady here. I'm going to trust that defense to come alive again. Even though the Vikings have been playing really good football, This is going to be a really, really good game. This is going to be a fun one to watch. I might watch this one instead of watching the Bears game at noon. So I'm going to take the Buccaneers.
What?
I'm going to kind of follow on that one as well. I'm going to take the Bucs, even though, like Combs was saying, they haven't really shaped out to what they would be. But I think they're going to step it up here, especially now that Tom Brady is calling the plays. I think Bruce Arians, he's a great head coach, legendary head coach. Love the guy as a head coach, but he doesn't really fit Tom's system, I feel like, and I feel like that's really affected them throughout the year. But I will take them. I think that they stop this role that Minnesota's been on and kind of wake up the other NFC North teams that they have a shot at actually making this playoff spot, the 6th or 7th seed.
And I think Dalvin Cook runs all over the Bucs defense, but it's going to be a shootout in the end.
I need him to.
I'm picking the Vikings to win this game, actually. Moving on to the next one, we have the Broncos versus the Panthers. One answer, Combs. Who do you got?
Broncos.
What?
Broncos.
I'm taking the Panthers.
No, Panthers.
Yeah,
Panthers.
Yeah, I'm taking the Panthers as well. Tennessee versus Jacksonville. One answer, Combs. Who do you got?
Tennessee.
What?
Tennessee.
I'm taking Tennessee as well. This is the game that I want to talk about a little bit. Colts versus Vegas. Combs, who do you got in this one? This one's kind of intriguing.
Yeah, man. Just every time that I think that the Raiders are good and are going to show up and make some noise, they find a way to disappoint me. I've said all year long, I think Indianapolis is not as good as they've been playing on the field, but I've been wrong. So I'm going with the Colts, man. I'm gonna go with the Colts. I'm gonna say that they continue to win and move up to 9-4.
What?
I think that I'm going to go with the Raiders here. I mean, I love the Colts defense. They are rocking hard. They are awesome. But I don't know. I just feel like the loss to Atlanta was too embarrassing. And then they hung with Cleveland really close on that one. So I think they're going to kind of ride on a tidal wave here. They need to win some games here if they want to get into the playoffs. They're kind of sinking lower here, but I'm going to take the Raiders.
Yeah, and the Raiders, like me, like obviously I watched Raiders a lot from being a Kansas City Chiefs fan, and they are a type of team, like when they do get embarrassed, it takes them a week or two to bounce back. And I think the Indianapolis Colts embarrassed Vegas this week as well. I'm talking 35-0, 35-7. It's going to be
they're the worst. They are a one play away, the worst defensive play call away from being the only team the Jets have beaten this year. So.
I think the Colts informed you guys that the Jets called that play on purpose to tank for Trevor Lawrence.
100%. That is the most thrown last play of the game I have ever seen in my entire life. I literally was watching the fantasy cast for it. I couldn't watch the game, but I'm watching the fantasy cast, and all of a sudden I see this long touchdown, Henry Ruggs. I'm like, how do you give that up? The one rule, and Buck will support me on this. He's a DB. The one rule in those situations, don't let anybody behind you.
Yeah.
And when they do, a speedster like Henry Ruggs blows right by the defensive
they called
back.
an all-out blitz. They called the Madden Rush 8.
Yeah.
Like they didn't put anybody in the backfield.
They were press man, and they were jailhouse break. But that's besides the point. Speaking of the Jets, new defense coordinator and all travel to Seattle to take on the Seahawks. Any chance they beat the Seahawks?
No.
Packers
versus Lions. Why? Who do you got?
That's all I need to say. Lions are outside of the Bears. No, I'm just kidding. The Bears are really the only team that's been less disappointing in the NFC North. The Lions have actually a pretty decent unit of talent there, like they always do. They've always got a couple of offensive playmakers, but they just, I don't know what it is. They just can't get it done. I don't know if it's a front office issue. I don't know if it's a coaching issue. Something's just never right in Detroit, like at all times. So, no, I got my Packers rolling through pretty easily.
Okay.
Lions beat the Packers.
Oh, my God.
Matthew Stafford is going to beat Aaron Rodgers this weekend. Yes, Professor Leonard, yes. The Lions are going to upset the Packers this week. This is a sleeper game for the Packers, man. And this is going to be the game that stops the Packers from getting the 1 seed. So the Lions are about to upset the Packers. Sorry, Wyatt, you cry in your Cheerios. Your dad can run around the house in his Bears boxers again. The Packers are going to lose to the Detroit Lions.
I will say that we always play the Lions close, so I will give you that. that every year, no matter how good we are, no matter how bad they are, no matter what, it is always a tight game. Like last year, you all remember the whole thing. Like Mr. Leonard said there, they really are. It's always a tight game. I mean, the last, 2 games were decided on a last-second field goal, right?
Yeah.
So always a tight game.
And it's going to happen again this week. The Lions are at home. Last-second field goal. Matthew Stafford drives down the field and beats the Packers 23-20. Yes, I did have the Lions go 10-6. 10-6 this year. I was wrong.
I did too.
But 9-7 still sounds good, and 9-7 might get them in the playoffs, and that's what they need. Playoff berth, man. Come on now. Saints versus the Eagles. Fresh off of new quarterback Jalen Hurts. Combs, who do you got in this one?
Man, this is a tough one. This is going to be a good game. I'm going to go with Jalen Hurts and the Eagles to beat Taysom Hill and the Saints. I think that the Saints are they're very good defensively. We talk about Taysom Hill, and I think that Jalen Hurts is going to boost this Eagles offense, and they're going to go out and pull out a win against the Saints.
Wyatt?
I would say the same thing. I think Jalen Hurts steps up big here in his first full game starting. Aaron Rodgers had a conversation with him after the game. I watched this on the Pat McAfee show, and when Aaron Rodgers sprinkles some wisdom in there, I feel like you get a little better at what you're doing. So I'm going to take Jalen Hurts beating the Saints on that one. I think now once Drew comes back, I think if Drew is playing, I'll take the Saints on this, but I'm going to take Jalen Hurts and the Eagles.
I'm taking the Saints as well because I don't think Hurt will be playing the full game. I think what's his name, Doug Peterson. It is he's going to try to incorporate some college dual quarterback type system. Hey, you play a series, you play a series, and no other, and then the quarterbacks are just never going to find the flow of the game. And unfortunately, Taysom Hill is just going to run all over them. Unfortunately, Saints win in this one. Falcons versus Chargers. Brandon, who do you got?
Man. I'm going to go with the Chargers. Chargers got shut out last week. The Chargers are the Falcons' defense is not very good. Justin Herbert is a very good quarterback and did not play well last week. They got shut down. I'm going to go with Justin Herbert and the Chargers to beat the Falcons.
Why? Who do you got?
I'm going to take the Chargers on this one. Like Holmes said, really it's kind of like a rebound game, honestly, after getting embarrassed like they did 45-0. That's not something that you want to do again. So I feel like that lights a fire in them this week in practice, and they come out a different football team for this game. I'm going to take Chargers.
This could be a game of quarters, right? The Chargers win first quarter, and then the Falcons win the Falcons win the. It's going to be polar opposites. You're going to be hot, and they're going to be cold. But I think the Chargers withstand a little bit of the Falcons' onslaught. I think the Chargers win. And guys, the Chargers are a scary good team. Like if the ball bounces their way one or two more times, they're a playoff bound team. Football team take on the 49ers. Combs, who do you got?
Football team. That defense is good. That defense is really good. The Niners are banged up. I'm going to go with the football team because I have them coming out and winning this division. So,
going
football team. Get out of there.
Go ahead, Wyatt.
I'm going to take the football team in Washington as well. Just kind of sticking with what you did. I mean, a great game last week. I mean, what is more of a momentum booster than beating the only undefeated team left in the league at 11-0? You know what I mean? So I think they're going to ride that momentum wave and keep this going.
And also, what a biggest letdown after beating the most undefeated team and then traveling to Arizona to take on the 49ers. But I think the 49ers are mentally checked out of this season. Like the next 5 weeks, they don't want to be in Arizona. They're missing their wife and kids. Football team wins. And then the game of the week, Pittsburgh Steelers taking on the Buffalo Bills at Buffalo. Combs, who do you got?
Steelers lose 2 in a row. The Buffalo Bills are really, really good. And I feel like Pittsburgh is kind of stinging. They've had to play a lot of football over the last 2 weeks. And I'm going to go with the Buffalo Bills in this one.
Go ahead, Wyatt.
I'm taking the Bills. I love Josh Allen, and kind of like what Combs said, it still stings a little bit. And I feel like I'm not going to say that the Steelers are overrated, because I don't think they're overrated. But I think that they've played a little bit of an easy schedule throughout this time, and they've barely beat, some of the teams like the Broncos and some of these teams that aren't great by any means. And so I think they're going to match up against a team with a great offense that has a great quarterback that's on fire right now, and with a good defense as well. And I think they're going to get stunned again. And 11-2.
And as Professor Leonard says, the Steelers and Bills are going to tie. I'm not the type of person that picks a ties. I absolutely hate ties. But the Steelers really haven't played a whole many very tough schedules so far this year. The Buffalo Bills are battle-tested, and I do like Josh Allen. I think the Steelers do come crashing back down to reality. They lose 2 in a row. Playing in Buffalo is going to be tough. I don't care if it's with fans or without fans. Sunday night football. Bills win. Let's say 17-10 is that final score. So, Combs, any closing thoughts before we head out, brother?
One last what the? They're taking baseball out of the Olympics. What
Thank
the?
God. Baseball's so trash.
Oh, fuck,
Man Hour, guys. Join us tomorrow. YouTube.com/Man Hour. 9 p.m. East Coast time.